This is Sean,
This is Gavin.
and this is the one other thing. And boy, this is one of the what would you call this? A bonus episode? I guess they can't be bonuses when we do it on a regular basis.
Yeah, I know
but
it's not bonus anymore.
it's not the regular routine. It's not the. Basically, it's a list episodes, folks. We're not going to be doing the standard Thursday fare of with our what are you sections and such, because quite frankly, Kevin and I both collectively don't do that much to do multiple shows a week where we talk about how we exist and what we do.
Yeah, but I never talked about the new show that I'm watching.
Oh, well, that's a teaser for Thursday, and now, boy, I can't wait for Thursday now,
Yes.
guys. But before we, or I'm sorry, not before that. We'll get there too, though. Today's show, though, is another list. And yeah,
What a
I did
shock.
this to us. Yeah, so it's a list show, and I found another list. I found from Metacritics.com. I found the top 100 games of all time.
Ooh.
So it's another one where any system, all bets are off. Because I have to say that list of 100 games to play before you die. Shout out to Two Beard Gaming for that. Fun as hell to go through. I found that list to be dubious at best.
Yeah.
There were
They messed up a few things.
definitely
GoldenEye.
some suspect things there, and yeah.
Yeah, no, I did not agree with it as such. And remember, Haley, we would have done your list probably this episode or next episode if you would have given to me in time.
Yeah, nothing like fans teasing
Yes.
us with a list. Like, oh,
Yes.
I wrote a list. I'm
Yes.
just not going to give it to you.
Yes.
So, yeah, we're not calling anybody else specifically by name and Haley.
Yes. No,
But
not at all.
If we were, her name
If we
would
were,
be Haley.
her name. Haley.
Yes.
Yes.
So moving right along, though, before we jump into this list that I'm very excited to go through, two requirements, really. One is you actually have to click on the list again so I can read it. But two is, how did fans contact us, Kevin?
I was preparing for that. That's why I was...
Oh, my Lord, I'm breaking your rhythm. Oh, my God, we're discombobulated today,
Jeez,
folks.
I don't know. It's weird when we break the fourth wall, but where's our entire episode? Anyways, so yes, if you want to email us, please, your list, your comments, please email us at toot@tootcast.net. Please follow us on Twitter. You'll see links on our main page for that. And if you could be so kind, can you click on the link on our main page for our YouTube site that we have now, which will start posting videos once we figure out how to turn on the camcorder.
It's complicated.
It's complicated. We'll start posting videos, but the more you like and subscribe to it, the quicker we can get it up there.
Actually, you know what? I want to take a
people find
moment
us.
right now and just say a shout out to everybody. The response has been tremendous. But again, those likes, those subscribes especially, they make a huge difference for us. So we
Yes.
can't thank you enough, everybody that's taken the time to do any of it. Those thumbs up, those little hearts that, you loved it, that means the world to us, and I can't get enough of them. But again, guys, I can't thank you enough because I don't think you realize just how much that means to us. It's really making a difference. And honestly, for those of you that have been with us this whole ride, I think you can see there's an evolution here. And that continues. We're all on a journey, and it's great to
Yes.
have you with us. So a shout out
you.
to our fans,
Yeah, and this is our promise too. We don't plan on stop doing podcasts, even though we have a YouTube channel. We're probably going to simulcast a video version and an audio version for all the time we do these discussions.
Oh, I think that was always the
yeah,
intent,
that's not going away.
And as I said, I got the face for radio, so this should be fun. Why wouldn't you want to add video for that? But,
Yeah, I know. That's why we're starting with 1080p. I really want to start at like 480i, but we'll see what 1080p
What's
looks
the
like.
resolution on those witness protection videos?
I
Because that's
know.
what I was aiming for.
Well, I'm going to look to see if there's filters I can do like in Zoom calls. See if I can make myself look a little better.
Great. I never knew Sean was a pickle.
Yeah, I'm a potato half the time, so it's fair.
It's awesome. So, alrighty, folks. Well, again, a big thank you to everybody out there. And I think I'll be honest, I didn't read this list at all. I just looked in Metacritic. I said, okay, that seems like a decent source here. And I literally looked at number 100, and I said, I already have more faith in them than my last list here, or the last list we went through.
Yes.
So, you ready to do this?
I'm ready.
As usual, I don't think we can make any commitment to when this list will be done, but if the last list were any indicator of 100, we're looking at a few episodes here,
Yeah,
guys, so
that was
don't expect
3.
it to be this one. Yeah.
Yes.
We'll see. So coming in at number 100, we got none other than the OG Diablo, the original. Yeah, I mean, 100? Boy, that seems harsh, but quite frankly, I get it.
Yeah, but it's a Metacritic score of 94. So, yeah, these are going to be all apparently good games.
I
Every
hope
one of
so,
these 100.
yeah. I would hope. I would. I'm crazy like that. I would expect a list of the greatest games ever, the ones you have to play before you die. I would expect them all to be good games.
Yes.
Apparently, my expectations were too high.
Yes. That's why we had our own top 10 list afterwards, because we're like, no, this is not right.
Yeah, it's not working. I gotta say too, wouldn't you think that, for me personally, before I die, I'd want to play the greatest games of all time.
Yeah, not no Amigo thing, whatever on Dreamcast, Samba de Amigo, whatever.
It
I'm
was
like,
Samba,
no,
yeah.
I think I can be fine of
Samba
never
de
playing that
Amigo,
game
huh?
before I die. Yeah, that's
Impressed you
fine.
remember that. That's pretty good. So Diablo.
It's in my dreams.
The graphics are dated.
Yes, but
it's-
you can get a remastered version now on Blizzard of the first Diablo, right?
On Blizzard?
Was it Blizzard or GOG?
GOG
Yeah,
released
GOG.
Diablo, but is that a remaster?
It's a remastered version.
Really?
Yeah.
That's even sadder.
Yeah,
The
it comes with Hellfire. Yeah.
It does. I didn't realize they were remastered because the graphics are still kind of rough. I won't lie.
They are rough, but I think basically they made it so it works in 1080p or whatever.
Oh, okay. So yeah. Well, once again, good old games. We
Yeah.
love you.
Yes.
That's what you do. You make it work.
Thank you.
Yeah, seriously, thank you. But yeah, Diablo. If you haven't played it, again, even with remastered, expect dated graphics, but game forever holds a place in my heart. It was like all the other Diablos, except it had a terror element that they kind of lost. They gained gore,
Yeah.
lost terror, and I like the terror.
I'm getting old. I made the font bigger.
I love that. So, any more thoughts on Diablo? We ready to move on?
No, it's I actually don't think I played Diablo 1 first. I think I played Diablo 2 first. So
And you played Diablo 2 at my house, right?
at your house, yeah.
So, wow, you actually played Diablo 3 first then, I think.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Wow.
I
Look
like
at that.
Yeah, that's what I do. I do things in the wrong order.
That makes sense. Yeah.
That's why I played Uncharted 4 first.
Okay, so this is a pattern. All right.
It's a pattern.
Well, number 99, I have no experience currently with, but I suspect that'll change in the very near future.
car game.
Because it's a car game.
Yeah, it's
and
got
that
your
would
name
be
on it.
Burnout 3 Takedown. Burnout's a franchise, obviously 3.
Yeah.
It strongly implies there was a 2 and possibly a 1 at some point.
Yeah.
I haven't played any of them, but I do believe they are, well, actually I can confirm at least 3 from this one. I believe they are viewed favorably. I believe the fans like them by and large. I'm sure, there's always somebody out there that doesn't like something, but
Yeah.
Burnout Takedown, just the name right off the rip, it tells you that this is not going to be that Gran Turismo driving simulator. This is going to be some off-the-wall crazy, let's go really fast.
Yes, I don't think traffic laws are taken into consideration in this game.
Exactly. Well, I learned, as I said in our previous episode about Gran Turismo there, I learned that I don't want to simulate driving. I want to go really fast. I want to basically defy physics because I'm playing a game.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I haven't checked that out, but Burnout series sounds like you could do a lot worse. Number 98, I believe you have some experience with
I
it.
believe I do have this game. Splinter Cell, Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Chaos Theory. And I've always liked Tom Clancy games while he was still alive. He's no longer with us,
I
but
did not actually know that.
yeah, he's no longer. But the games even the video games he put out, he wanted them to be realistic. He didn't want to put technology in the game that didn't exist. It's supposed to be real world scenarios.
I'm afraid to ask.
What?
Have you ever read a Tom Clancy book?
Red Storm Rising.
I don't know. Is that Tom Clancy? I know of it.
It's in the same vein as For Hunt for Red October.
Oh.
It's
That's
another.
I literally thought Sean Connery when you said Red Storm Rising. Not even kidding.
Jeez.
I'm not even
Red Storm Rising. It's another submarine espionage book.
Okay, and you read it?
Yeah.
I'm impressed. All right,
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Good man. Okay.
So no, I've always been a fan of Tom Clancy. I think the guy was great. And,
I should tell the fans, Kevin's been reading the same book for the last 7 years.
I don't think that's fair. I think it's more like 10.
It probably is. I'll put it this way: you're
can't get
reading
through it.
one of the Gunslinger
What?
series by Stephen King.
Well,
and
that's not
I don't
fair. I
even
haven't-
like Stephen King.
I haven't been stuck on the same book for that long, just the same series.
The same series, but
Yeah.
I started that series and finished it after I learned you were stuck on book 6 or 7. And there's only 8 books. I don't even remember.
Well,
how
yeah,
many
but
books
the last few books only came out a few years ago. So when I first started reading the books, I was in high school.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
I believe
that's how long the
at
series has been
speed
out.
you
This
read.
when he started. Yeah.
So I'm going to have to start talking about books on here. Not that I'm the slowest reader I thought known to man, and then I met Kevin. But I definitely have some great sci-fi recommendations.
Audiobooks.
And yeah, Kevin, you don't know how to listen to those either. But be that as it may, so Tom Clancy. So you have read a book. I'm impressed.
I have read a book. I've always been a fan of Tom Clancy. I'm very familiar with his work, and he has way too much knowledge for what he does. He does definitely worked at a high level of the government. He knows a lot of stuff.
He knows too much.
He knows way too much. But this is definitely my speed, not your speed.
Yeah, I was going to say stealth, right?
Sam Fisher, very slow moving. You put cameras around corners. You disable cameras. You try to work your way through levels, and basically shooting is your very last resort, and it'll probably fail the mission.
Nice.
So your gun, I'm not sure. I think your gun is just for shooting cameras, not for people.
Yeah, I would hate it.
You can knock them out.
GoldenEye, actually, believe it or not, for that reason, because you do have to know where the cameras are and shoot them out and things like that. Or worse yet, when you can't shoot them out, you just need to move at the right time.
Yeah.
And that, you had no mirrors.
Yeah, this thing has a light meter, so if you stay in the shadows, people can't see you, stuff like that.
And this is, I believe, Splinter Cell would be
Splinter Cell.
Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell. That's a whole franchise in of itself.
Yeah,
right?
anything
Like
Splinter
multiple
Cell,
games.
it's always the espionage games, and then he did the Rainbow Six for more of the terrorist, games.
I've
And
never played this. Those are shooters too, though. They're squad based, though.
yeah, I do like them. I used to play the first Rainbow Six over and over again online. It was one of my first online
nice.
games. I did enjoy it.
I'm a horrible teammate. I
But
try
yeah,
to be
you
good,
have to work
but
as a team.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Who's that asshole shooting everybody?"
Well, you can play single
like-
player. You can control squads. So you can say the squad A does this and squad B does like suppressing fire, and you can work your way to the center.
Yeah.
So it's doable single player, but I played the online.
So if you're a fan of stealth games, would you agree? Does this belong on the list?
Yes, it definitely belongs on the list.
All
It's
right.
It's very well done.
Well, number 97 is something I believe you've recommended to me, and that would be a game called Grim Fandango.
Grim Fandango. Yep.
Damn it, we haven't been talking about systems.
Oh,
The PC, Diablo is PC.
right.
99 with Burnout 3 and Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell were both Xbox.
Xbox, yes.
I believe in both instances, though, of both 98 and 99, I believe those are multi-systems. I might be wrong.
They may or may not have been when they first came out. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Like the Splinter Cell may have been Xbox first as an exclusive, then came out on PC like a year later.
Sure.
That happened.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, what I'm getting at is if you don't have an Xbox, you may be able to play one or both of these games.
I think there's a remastered version of most of the Splinter Cell games now on PC. You can buy a pack and get like 3 or 4 of them.
Nice. And the same may be true of Burnout. I can't honestly say,
may be.
but, you know. So, anyway, sorry about that. So, Grim Fandango for the PC.
Yeah, Grim Fandango, I mean, the concept is awesome. I mean, you're dead. You work in this office where you try to get better packages for other people that died, and somehow you can't give people the packages they need, and your boss hates you, and you're a skeleton, everybody's a skeleton, and you're trying to get through the layers of the underworld. It's just a cool concept.
That is a neat concept. And it's point and click?
It's point and click, yes, but it's one of the very first, LucasArts did a great job of mixing 3D with 2D art. So all your characters and all the objects game were 3D, but everything else was hand-drawn art. So it still had that beauty to it.
Honestly, even now, years later, those LucasArts games, I mean, yes, you look at indie games and they're pixelated as all hell, but if you compare them to any game from that same time period, you're like, my God, that looks amazing.
They're ahead of time. But there is a remastered version of that with basically they made it so we're a 3:2 resolution to the 1080p 16:9.
Yeah.
And you can, which is cool. I love these games because this one, full throttle. I forget one of the Monkey Islands that you can actually hit a button and tap back and forth from the old version to the new version, so you can actually see exactly what it looks like.
I like that. I definitely dig that.
So I have played the regular and the remastered version of this completely,
Okay.
and yeah, I like it.
I'll
Cool
catch it on
story.
sale. It's just right now my list is insurmountable.
Yeah, you'll find it on Steam remastered version, and like I said, if you get the remastered version, you still can lower the graphics, which I know you want to play it that way anyway.
I would actually probably play it remastered, but yeah, I would actually. Who am I kidding? But yeah, I would definitely look at the lowered graphics.
It's kind of cool. But they didn't really a lot of remasters to redo the graphics completely. No, they just cleaned it up mostly.
It's not that graphics aren't important. I love the Elder Scrolls. Those games are beautiful, and things of that nature. I love me a beautiful game, but when push comes to shove, I will take gameplay over graphics every day of the week and twice on Sunday.
Yeah.
You know, some of the dumbest, most fun games ever. Just the I mean, I grew up in 2600 Atari games. Like it was, hey, I'm the red square, you're the blue square. Let's shoot squares at each other until somebody dies.
We're tanks. Trust me. It shows on the box.
Just trust. It says tanks on the box. We're tanks.
We're not these square pixels.
Now look, I'm a yellow square. Now I'm Pac-Man.
Yeah.
I'm Pac-Man.
Yes. Trust me.
But yeah, you know. But again, those games were awesome.
Yeah.
Do they compare to today? No, not at all. But gameplay-wise, there are certainly games with far better graphics that are less fun than some of those 2600 games are.
Yeah. Definitely.
So anyway, number 96 for the PlayStation 1.
Metal Gear Solid.
And we talked about these a little bit. Do you have any experience with the Metal Gear series?
I played one of the newer ones that they put in the PS4, and I played it a couple times, and it seemed to be, you know, it had a mix of espionage and the shooter, and so it was very Tom Clancy-ish. But usually the stories, from what I hear, are really messed up and twisty. So, but no, I haven't really played them.
Oh, it sounds like your cup of tea too, because it
does.
does have that stealth. I think it rewards you for stealth, actually.
I think that a lot of these games I missed because I didn't have a PS1.
Oh, I got you.
I think that's what the problem was, because I had a weird part of my life where I didn't have much in the way of gaming going on.
I know a guy who has one in his basement, so I think we can, switch this up and have you try some of these games sometimes. And
I do like PS1 games. I just, missed it. I think I still had a Dreamcast back then. So, and then I went from Dreamcast to Xbox. So I kind of missed the whole PlayStation 1.
Now, and I know we're so never making it through this list in this episode.
I'm trying to get 10.
Is that something you actually would like? Would you like a man room with all the different game systems actually hooked up? Like an OG NES, a Genesis, so on and so
If
forth?
there's any way to upscale it, because I am a graphics nerd, and I think there's ways, because even my Wii, I had a special adapter I purchased that upscaled to 1080p and on HDMI, and there was no HDMI ports on the Wii. So,
that's fascinating.
Yeah, so and it looked better than the original version of the Wii when it came out.
But that is something you'd be interested in.
Oh yeah,
like having
if I can upscale it to a giant.
Well, no. I mean having
screen.
every system.
Oh, Oh yeah, I would go back and play every system that.
I'd play them.
Well,
I just don't know if I'd want them. Like I wouldn't want them out. Like I said, I have crates in my basement that are full of game systems.
No, you need a shelf for it. I've seen people with the shelves where they have the 3 rows of game systems. And I would skip all the 4-bit and 8-bit eras, and I'd focus on the 16-bit and higher, really, to be honest with you.
So we're talking Genesis and above.
Yeah, because I wouldn't. Those are cool, but I wouldn't play them.
I'd have to go back to Nintendo and Master System. I'd get the Sega Master System too, but that would be it. But again, I don't want it. It's just stuff. It's taking up room. Would I like to play the games? Yes, but I'd rather an arrangement where I have the system for a short period of time, play the games, and give it back to whomever I got it from.
Yeah. But I could still see me playing Xbox 360 games. I think they still hold up as modern games.
Oh, you know what problem I solved? I was wondering with my desk, how do I hook up a PS5? Where do I put the damn thing? And then I had a genius idea. I said, wait, I'll just put the PS5 under my PS4. So, problem solved. And then I realized a real genius would actually just know that the PS5 is backwards compatible. I don't technically need my PS4 plugged in when I get my PS5.
Yeah.
And that answer became really clear. So I realized that I wasn't quite the genius I thought I was, but I think that's my answer.
Yeah.
I have a space. It's where my PS4 is sitting.
That's awesome.
So, but am I wrong there?
No,
The
it
day
should
I
be
get my
backwards
PS5,
compatible.
do I need a PS4 anymore?
In fact, you could probably use your PS4 separately to stream games.
That hurt my little brain.
Separate from the whole nest.
That's crazy. Yeah, I haven't even tried streaming on there yet. I know it can be done because I hit the button all the time by mistake.
Yes.
But I want no part of it. I'm like,
You can program that button to do different things.
Yeah, apparently I have no idea how to use my PlayStation.
Yes. You probably didn't even turn on super sampling yet, have you?
I did.
Oh, you did?
I did, actually.
Oh.
And my Need for Speed Rivals gets super sampled now. And you know what?
You can't see the difference.
It looks exactly the same to me.
That's awesome. That's because you're sitting too close to the TV.
probably is. But did you know? Here's one for you.
Yes.
We're doing a list of the top 100 games.
Yes.
Greatest of
And we
all
made
time
it to
here.
96.
And we made it to 96. So number 95, boy, man, we're going to have to get a Dreamcast because Jet Grind Radio.
Yes.
This was on the other list, if I'm not mistaken.
It was.
It's the rollerblader. You're going out and vandalizing
painting,
things. Yeah. And it's got a 94. I mean, that is in the realm of Diablo. That is we got to try that game. I think that might be good. Although it's probably more my cup of tea than yours.
Yeah, because it's kind of a skater game.
It's got to be like a Tony Hawk, I would think.
Yeah, and I have bad memories of being on a skateboard. I can't. It's still too soon to talk about it.
That is fantastic. I want to hear that story. That is great. I will. Part of me will always regret. There's a great story to share on this show, actually. Part of me will always regret stopping skateboarding. I never should have done that. I should have just skated forever because now I'm an old man and I will just entirely break things if I try it again. Although I bet anything I could still kickflip. But be that as it may, in my 20s, I said, you know what? I miss skateboarding. I'm going and buying a skateboard. And it just turns out there was a skate shop on Lark at the time. It was like a block from my house. So I walk in there and I'm looking at the decks. And the kid behind the counter says, sir, you buying a skateboard for your son? And I said, thank you so much for my reality check. And I left. That's the last skateboard I bought.
So I take it you didn't buy one that day?
Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
Wow.
I was like, dude, he wasn't even trying to hurt my feelings. And yet.
Yeah. He was trying to be really nice and helpful.
He really was. Yeah, no, the kid had a good heart.
Yeah.
But, boy.
Okay, goodbye.
It was exactly what I needed to hear at the time.
Yes.
So I salute that kid.
That is awesome.
But anyway, we digress as usual. So number 94, for the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, so some special version of Super Mario Bros. 3 called Super Mario Advance 4. Super Mario Bros. 3.
They couldn't be less clear about that. So
Yeah,
it
it's a
is
long
both
title.
Super Mario Bros. 4 and Super Mario Bros. 3. Have you played through Super Mario Bros. 3 on the NES? I mean, that's a great
Yes,
game.
the only ones I played is Super Mario Brothers and Super Mario Bros. 3. I've never played number 2.
Oh, 2's weird.
Yeah.
I like 2. Most people don't, or a lot of people don't like 2. I do. But yeah, so apparently if you're a big Mario fan, check out that Game Boy Advance. Game Boy Advance is a freaking awesome system. I still have one of those in my house, too.
Yeah, the only Nintendo I've ever owned was N64.
Oh, Miklos bought me the Game Boy Advance, and I didn't ask for it or anything. I honestly didn't think I'd use the thing, and completely glued to it. And typical me, it's small, so it always fit in my pocket. And I'd fold it up, like I had a fold-up version. And one day I closed the car door on it, completely shattered the freaking screen, and literally just drove myself to the store and bought another one. I'm like, yep, must have this.
That's how you know your success.
Yeah, exactly. You break your Game Boy, you just go buy another.
Go buy another one, yes.
Yeah.
Life is good.
Way too old to be buying a Game Boy, and I'm like, yep, entirely buying a Game Boy, don't care.
Yeah, I have a Nintendo Switch. Well, that's not true then. I have a Nintendo Switch as well. So not just an N64.
Oh, yeah, so yeah,
Totally
there you
forgot
go.
about that thing.
Look at that.
Yes.
You have a Wii.
Wow, am I a complete liar?
You were just like Nintendo's biggest fan.
Yeah, I know.
Actually got Mario tattooed on my ass.
Yes, that's true. And Zelda. And Link.
Oh, that is awesome. Anyway, number 93 for the PS3, Street Fighter 4.
Ooh, the OG system on the PS3.
I wonder why they chose the PS3, and I wonder what the criteria was to pick 4 over the others. 4 was okay, I gotta say though. 5, if you're a Street Fighter fan, especially if you're a Street Fighter 2 fan and you haven't played the series in a while, 5 is a beautiful game. It really is a beautiful game. It looks awesome, and plays, well, still whoop your ass, I'll put it that way. It still plays the same.
Yeah, it's not too big of a stretch there.
So number 92, boy, this is a little early, but this list is fascinating me.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they chose the PC version on this, but it's Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. The first time I played it was an Xbox 360, and it was a present from the wife.
Oh, very nice.
And yeah, when the game starts up and Jean-Luc Picard starts talking to you, you pay attention. And then later on in the game, you meet Mr. Bean. He's awesome.
Yep.
Weird thing though is he lives. usually dies in all his
Game's
movies and
broken.
games.
There must be a DLC that hasn't released.
Yes, yeah, they released of Mr. Bean dies.
Yeah, they come back and
Yes.
kill Mr. Bean.
So yes, the game was beautiful. We spoke in great length before about how they talked about their new AI system where people had jobs and duties and would live their lives.
Oh yeah, you spoke about that before. So it wasn't just the randomized NPCs; they were actually living their lives.
Yeah, they had motivations, so it wouldn't be the same script of them doing the same thing over and over again. They would, well, I'm sure there's repeats, but they would just walk around and they were going from one city to another.
Yeah, that is neat. That is neat. One thing to note too is we're coming up on 91 here, but thus far everything has had an actual Metacritic score of 94.
Yeah, so I don't know how they're ranking this, when they're all the exact same score. The good news is so far we recognize every game in this list.
I was going to say already I can tell you this list is superior.
Yes.
Like I'm buying it. Even
Yes.
the games I haven't played, I'm like, yeah, I could see that being the greatest
know.
game of all time.
This is one of the better, and I love Oblivion, and I do want to play it. I think I've waited long enough where I can play it again, and I forgot the story.
I'll be honest. I know they broke your heart, and they got some making amends to do, but Bethesda,
Yeah.
you know,
good old days.
It only hurts because
Yeah.
hurts because you're so good.
Yeah, because Blizzard just went down the same path, and
know, Blizzard's
just breaking everybody's hearts.
Blizzard, you know, you make your money off these things called fans.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're the ones that buy your product. You might want to, I don't know, get an idea where their heads at before you start doing stupid shit like that Warcraft 3 release.
Yeah. Yeah, and they broke even the old version.
The old version is better. I mean, I didn't
Yeah.
even play the new release because I
Yeah.
read and literate, and I read that seriously don't even like they fucked it up more than the original.
But it didn't matter. They updated the servers, so the old version had broken features too.
Oh, that's even better.
Because they broke the servers.
Of course they did because Blizzard. Seriously.
Blizzard.
So Blizzard, there's these things called fans.
Yeah, I think maybe CD Projekt Red might have to offer classes to other gaming companies and
Yeah.
say, this is how it's done.
Well, I call it. It's a physical maneuver. You need to get one foot up on their shoulder, and then you
Yeah.
pull really hard, and you hear a pop, and their head comes out of their ass. Because
Oh.
that's basically what it is.
Yes, agreed.
So anyway, number 91 for the Xbox.
Ninja Gaiden Black. I've heard of Ninja Gaiden for, I don't know, the
It's funny.
Nintendo or...
I would say Gaiden. I really would.
Oh,
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm probably wrong, but I
I
find
could
it
be
fascinating.
wrong. I am from Ohio.
I do like to say you're wrong.
Yeah, Gaiden. I always thought it was Gaiden.
I like Gaiden better actually. It
Yeah.
sounds, boy. No,
I make it
curious.
fancy.
You know, it's awesome. Somebody's at home listening, and they're saying it some third way that we're not, and they're like, "You're both idiots."
Yeah. Well, this reminds me that when I went to San Francisco a few years back, and the wife went, before we're married, he went with her mom, and they said, you got to try out this restaurant called Cafe Maison. And I get there, and I'm like, I'm looking for this restaurant, and I found it, and you mean Cafe Mason on Mason Street? It's not Maison.
But we ate there, and then we shopped at Target.
Exactly. So I could be adding an inflection there that doesn't belong.
The emphasis on the wrong syllable.
Exactly.
Yes.
Gaiden.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm probably wrong. But either way,
Yes.
I have played the OG Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah, was that on Nintendo or is it an arcade game?
It actually, yes.
Oh, yes, on both counts, probably.
I don't know where it was originally. I mean, I
Yeah.
played it myself. I played it on the NES. I believe it was an arcade game originally.
It says it's Ryu. Is it the same Ryu in your fighting games?
Oh, you know, actually, sadly, if you quizzed me, I might actually pull the name Ryu Hayabusa out of my butt and really surprise you.
You heard a popping sound.
You would hear a popping sound, and then Ryu Hayabusa would come out. But no, I don't believe he's related to. I don't even know if they have. I bet they have last names in Street Fighter 2. I just don't know what they are.
Oh, maybe it's Hayabasa or Busa.
It could be.
Well, I don't know. I say it's Ninja Gaiden because they say Ninja Extraordinaire in it, so that kind of makes me feel like it has to be a fancy name.
I like it. Well, those games were quite frankly, they were a bitch. They're very hard.
Yeah.
The Eagles, man, you were just unforgiving. But good games. Yeah, I could see that being on the list.
Number 90, Halo 3, which I have on the Xbox 360, and that's the version they recommend. And it was one of the first, it's one of the first co-op games I played in the Xbox 360, and I played Halo 3, and I remember playing with my nephew, and he didn't want to leave the house until we finished the game.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we had a good. So I have good memories of that playing co-op.
We haven't played through that.
Yeah, we should play
what's
co-op with
the what's the bells and whistles as opposed to 2, I guess, or is it just more of the same and just better done?
It's more the same.
Yeah,
Some
better
people didn't
graphics.
like the story as much, but I don't know. I think it was a blast to play.
Well, actually, yeah, we should. You know me anyway. I'm going to call 1 beaten because I actually have played through 1 single player and multiplayer can't be done.
Yeah, it's
So
broken.
2 actually we could potentially finish the story if we'd stop killing each other with friendly fire and then crashing the server.
We got through half. I think we got through. I don't know, maybe halfway.
I'm
it
not
was worth
certain.
playing.
Yeah, because we went a while before we discovered the whole boot from the server thing with friendly fire. So I'm
Yes.
not certain we'll ever be able to finish that game, but it's worth a try.
That's a lot of fun to do, though.
It's a try. So Halo 3, yeah.
Someday you got to watch what was it, Red versus Blue.
What did I buy you anyway? I bought like some Halo Master Collection.
It's
and I bought it
everything,
for
but
me.
they haven't released every game yet.
Yeah,
so they're
so like
slowly.
I just bought like Halo games that aren't coming out for the next like 5 years.
Exactly.
Damn.
So you pre-ordered for the next 5 years of every Halo
I
ever.
love it. Well, if the next new cool Halo game comes out, buddy, we got it. We're ready to go.
Oh, 89.
Ooh, yeah, you. I
know all
gotta
this
play
list.
this one, BioShock Infinite for the PC.
Yeah. So, well, I would say if you loved BioShock
I did.
and you would like this one a lot. It's not as good as the first BioShock, but it's close. They
You know-
made up for some of the atmosphere with a good story.
Well, I can tell you specifically what I liked about BioShock 1.
Yeah.
It was not actually the gameplay whatsoever. It
Would you
wasn't
kindly?
would you kindly? Yeah.
Yes.
It wasn't even that actually.
Yeah.
It
Oh.
wasn't even that twist because I didn't even care at that point. It was the freaking creepy ass brother with the rabbit ear things
Oh.
and like that was like a glimpse into insanity and I loved that.
It
like
was.
that creeped the hell right out of me.
Yeah, the first. That's what I think. The first BioShock has better than the rest of BioShocks that's come out is the creep factor.
Yeah, I apparently got to start playing horror games because I'm sensing a theme as we talk about
Yeah.
this that I've never noted. But
You
I
like-
like creepy games.
Yeah, I think you would like them better than movies because somehow it's better than a lot of horror movies because you're more involved.
Maybe because I want to like horror movies. I do, but unfortunately, horror falls into basically 3 categories.
Yep.
There is just really excessive gore and violence for the sake of gore and violence, which whatever. I just don't. That's not scary to me. I don't want to see it. Then there is basically just you've got your horror movie, but it's just anything but scary. Like I'm sorry, Freddy movies. The first couple were okay, but as the series went on, it just got less and less scary, and it was more and more gimmicky.
Well, yeah, because it made more money that way.
Be that as it may, yeah, I'm not saying I understand the motive, perhaps.
Time Warriors was
but-
awesome though, but yeah.
Yeah, it's Dawkins. I had that album.
Come on, Dawkins.
God, it's fun being the same age.
I know. I
but
have
yeah,
Dawkins downstairs on Laserdisc.
I don't even know
That's
what to
lame.
make of that. That's awesome. The actually, as memory serves, I couldn't tell you a single goddamn Dawkins song, but as memory serves, it wasn't a
Time
bad
Warrior.
album that I have. Yeah, Dream Warriors. Yeah,
Dream Warriors, sorry,
that's
Dream
about
Warriors.
it. Yeah, I can
Yeah.
name one.
Yes.
But as I recall, it wasn't a bad album.
Yeah.
But be that as it may, so you got number 2 where, okay, it's a horror movie, but it's just not really scary at all.
Yeah.
And then you got the third category, and unfortunately the third category has like 1 movie in it, and that would be The Exorcist, where you're like, holy shit, that's scary, Satan
Yep.
is going to get me at any moment.
And that's a movie. We should make a movie list of movies you should watch once before you die, and Exorcist will be on that list.
If you want to shit your pants, you should entirely watch
But
Exorcist. Yeah.
but from a movie that came out in the 70s, it was well made and
Oh,
it will stick with you.
Fantastic. Yeah, well, that's what I mean by a horror movie. Like
Yeah.
jump scares. Okay, I do get a cheap thrill at them because they're funny, and unfortunately, I don't react to all of them, but they're okay. But they're like a quick second. But like Exorcist, you watch that for the first time, and you're gonna, you drive home from the theater and you check the back seat 14 times just to make sure Satan's not there. Like, let me check one more time. That's a horror movie.
Yeah.
Like, I'm actually scared now.
See, I was kind of a nerd growing up, so there's really 2 kinds of horror movies for me:
Okay.
Evil Dead and everything else.
Nice.
That's me.
That's a good one.
I love Evil Dead. I love Evil Dead 2. I love Army of Darkness. Ashley, Boomstick. Come on.
I gotta go back and watch them because I've seen Evil
I have
Dead.
them on Blu-ray.
I've never seen Evil Dead 2.
Evil Dead 2 is Evil Dead 1 with a bigger budget.
Yeah,
That's
I'd
literally all
always
it
heard that
is.
actually,
And they had the hand that was chasing them and flicking them off.
I
That
have
was evil
heard,
too.
or I have seen Army of Darkness as well.
Alright, Doctors had the best one-liners.
I wasn't blown away at the time, but
You're not leading but two things right now: Jack and shit, and Jack left town.
That's great.
Come on, there's some great one-liners in that movie.
You have used that before too.
Yes, I know. There's a lot of good one-liners in the movie.
Apparently, we got to do a list on movies. You're right,
Mm-hmm.
because or a few lists, because we're heading down a rabbit hole. But
Yes, I love old movies.
so BioShock Infinite, you say?
I recommend it. It's a great game, but for you, if that's the thing you liked is the weirdness about it, you would like BioShock Infinite because it's weird in a different way.
Nice.
So I think you would like it. BioShock 2, just skip.
I like
Just skip that one.
I like originality. I like surprising.
I know you like to do an order, but BioShock 2 is also another game that's made by a different company.
Oh no, I beat
Just skip
BioShock
it.
2.
Oh,
I
okay.
loaded it. I played it for a few minutes. I said, "Oh, it's the same old shit," and then I clicked
Yeah.
uninstall.
It's
I
okay.
won.
It's weird and it wasn't fun. Infinite, worth playing.
Not to mention the little girls. That was the most fucked up game. The game's just fucked up, actually.
Yeah.
BioShock is. I'm giving them props because it's just disturbing on so many levels now that I think
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, you might like BioShock Infinite because it does have some things that kind of like mess with your head a little bit.
I like that.
I
So
think you
yeah,
would
I've got
enjoy
it. I just need to load it and stop working for a living
And
do
there's
nothing
no-
but play games.
And they're, the remastered kit, they remastered the first and second game, but they didn't remaster this version because it still looks awesome.
Yeah.
So it's beautiful. Beautiful game.
They haven't added the mud to the window yet, so I can see the
I
opening
hated that
scene.
in the remastered version. Oh, you're gonna get me mad because I'm like, you compare it side by side. It's like, oh, let's put mud on the window, and you can't see the opening sequence anymore.
Well, it's like not for nothing. In Blizzard, once again, like the new Diablo content. Look, we've given you the same old maps as last time, but now we've halved the brightness, so you can't see where the hell you're going. New content.
Yes, new content. Bring a flashlight.
It's so much better when you can't see our game.
Jesus.
Number 88 for the Xbox 360.
COD.
Yeah, COD 4, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Have you played any of the Call of Duties?
Yes, I played the early ones, and I have played this one. Actually, I
really?
think I have it over there for the PS4. Yeah.
You actually purchased this?
I
Or got
purchased
it as a gift?
I purchased it. No, I purchased it when I first got the PS4, and I played about 2-3 levels of it, and now I gave it to my nephew
That's fantastic.
because it's weird. I like war games, but
It's an FPS, right?
yeah, but war games are more fun online 20 years ago. Nowadays, when you play online, there's nothing but 4-year-olds. They'll destroy you.
Oh, yeah.
And they make fun of you while they're doing it, and it's just no fun for an old fart like me. Just no fun. And that's where the fun of these games are, is playing them online, but you need to have people you know, in my opinion.
Oh, without a doubt.
play
It's
them.
so much more fun to kill people you know. My problem is, and this is a big problem, and in all honesty, I haven't given enough of a shot, but I'm a keyboard and mouse.
Yeah.
It's all day long. It's WASD. That's how you get around.
Yep. But spacebar's the jump.
Yeah, I've lost that battle. I like it at E. I really like it to be right there.
Spacebar.
It is. Everyone knows it's spacebar.
Yeah.
I'm the only idiot that's using E, but I like it to be E.
I like the spacebar because it feels like you're really jumping, because when you hit the spacebar, you're slamming it with your thumb.
Well, actually, I like you using the spacebar for that reason,
Oh, 'cause you-
because I know when you're jumping.
Yeah, I know. It's like, I'm jumping. Everyone knows.
When we play Unreal Tournament, I didn't even notice this till you pointed it out to me. I play a lot of games just without volume.
Yeah, you do.
I don't need the volume. I'm like, no, I heard it all before. I know what it's going to do.
What fun is that?
And, well, in Unreal Tournament, it's actually an advantage because, one, I always forget to become invisible when you build up that meter enough.
Yes.
And 9 times out of 10, when I do turn invisible, it's because I hear you turn invisible. Like, because your volume's up.
But don't you remember, last like 5 times we played, we have a new rule: camouflage.
Camouflage. Yes. Camouflage is where it's at.
It is.
Don't notice this box running around the room. There's nothing
Yes.
to see here.
There's nothing to see here, and the box is hard to shoot. It's actually easier to kill an invisible person than the
It
box,
is. Without a doubt, I can kill you much easier when you're invisible than I can.
because you need to hit the body, and this giant box you're missing.
Well, the irony is it's just the opposite. And boy, guys, I'm sorry, rabbit holes today. But the irony is when you're invisible, I can see you well enough to shoot you.
Yeah.
When you're camouflaged and now you're a perfectly visible box, all I can see is you and I can't hit you to save my life.
Exactly. All you see is your feet, like underneath it or something. It's just like, yeah, you can't hit you. Plus, you don't notice it right away. because you see his big box come in the room and you're not sure if it's because you're moving or the box is moving.
Exactly. Yeah, did that box just move? I will
Yeah.
teach. I will share a little trick though that I learned with you because Kevin kills me a lot. When you're camouflaged, if I can get you to jump and I can run underneath you, I can see your body actually. It just tweaks out the whole little thing, and just for a split second, but I can see you.
You can see me, so you
And
shoot me up the hoop.
Pretty much. Yep.
Lovely.
So things I've learned.
Trick.
Anyway, Call of Duties though, I played some of the earlier ones.
Yeah, me
not extensively, but beautiful games. And
Yeah.
Really well done from what I can tell.
Yeah, and me, if I was going to play them again, it would be mostly about the single player campaign at this point.
Sure.
And they're supposed to have really good ones, including this one.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, Modern Warfare, I mean, I want to say the earlier Call of Duties I played were World War II era, so this is
Yeah, this is using,
Afghanistan kind of stuff? Where are
Black
we
Hawk
talking?
Down kind of
Yeah.
era, yeah.
So, all right, well, moving right along, and once again, by the way, that was number 88, and we're still at a rating of 94, guys.
Yeah, no.
So this is this list. I can get behind this list already. I fully endorse this list. So shout out to Meta Critics.
Yeah,
I'm definitely digging this list more than the other one.
definitely. These are games that we recognize. Even if we haven't played them, we know what these games are.
Yeah. So if you listen to our word as gospel, what is wrong with you? But aside from that, if you are listening to us, we really appreciate it. But I'm going to say right now, play these games before you die.
Yes.
The other ones you can go.
Yes.
Samba de mi amigo,
De amigo, yes.
you can let it go. Your friend
Yes.
can samba by himself.
But feel free to go find them on YouTube and like and subscribe.
That's great. I like that.
Even-
We're learning the subtle art of plugging.
yeah, plugging
There's no subtlety involved.
is no. I've noticed that on the internet, anyways.
You should buy our breakfast hero.
Yes.
Oh wait, we're not there yet.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're not. Yeah.
Cart before the horse.
Subtle, yeah.
Anyway, number 87 is Quake for the PC.
Quake. I have played the Quake on the PC version way back when, a little after Duke Nukem 3D.
Yeah, I did too, and 9 Inch Nails, yay for you, Trent Reznor for being involved. That was cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
Seriously, Downward Spiral, man. I seriously knew the minute I heard that album, I'm like, oh, I'm never gonna like your music again, am I? Because this is too perfect. Like that is, wow, perfect. And I pretty much nailed it.
Yeah.
I love that album, and I pretty much haven't loved anything since. But holy crap, that was a mic drop moment.
I know he's done like soundtracks, like movies and stuff, which I like better than any of his new Nine Inch Nails albums. So
Yeah, I can see
he
that.
still does really good.
Seems like a cool dude though. Gets
Yeah,
involved
composer.
in projects like this, and I can dig that, And of course, they had the nail gun where you shot your 9 Inch Nails. But
Yeah.
Quake was okay. For me, it wasn't. It wasn't a couple things. It wasn't Doom. And yeah, it was supposed to be the evolution of Doom, but
Yeah.
Unreal Tournament, the original version, came out not too long after this, or somewhere right about in that same time period.
Yep.
And Unreal Tournament and Quake, there's nothing to talk about. Unreal Tournament looks awesome, plays awesome. The original still, it's not UG 2K4, but it holds its own, and actually, I would wager I literally have it installed on my computer right now. It's still good.
I forget which I may have because I did buy a pack of all the early Unreal tournaments at one point.
You should play through that first one. The single player is actually fun to play. But yeah, Quake just was okay. Wouldn't necessarily do it. Yeah, but this list, you know what, guys? That's it. Now official. This is my stamp of approval. Because
Yes.
number 86 is none other than Sid Meier's Civ 2. Why? Because these folks know what they're talking about.
Yes.
Civ 2 was where it's at. I'm not even going to get going. Listen to one of our episodes. All I can say is fundamentalism. And I'm just going to leave it at
Yes,
that.
yeah. I think we spent like 20 or 30 minutes last time this came up.
I'm telling you, it's like a freaking activate. It's like a cheat code. It's that good. But anyway,
Civ 2.
yeah, I personally, I love all the Civ games. They're all different, and yet they're all the same. And it's just awesome taking mankind from Stone Age to space flight or conquering the world. So Civ 2.
Thank you, Sid. I actually celebrate his Pirates game we spoke earlier.
Yeah, actually, Sid Meier's. Yeah, we seem to dig your style, buddy.
Oh, so this is interesting. So this is the second time Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. This is number 85. But this time it's Xbox 360. Before it was PC version. So
That's
it's rating the
fascinating.
Xbox version higher than the PC version. And I'm okay with that.
Makes me wonder what the why. The why to it.
Why? I have a pretty good guess knowing Bethesda. is probably unstable as all hell on the PC.
Oh yeah, Fallout 3 is any indicator, and that time period would be perfect.
Yes, these games would probably be very unstable back in the PC world.
Yep, that makes perfect. Oh my god, I
Yep.
just get so pissed.
I know. It's like
I'm not a
crap.
rage quitter either, except
Yeah.
for Nintendo. Man, god damn, Mario Kart makes me rage quit. It's the only game I can think of.
Bloodborne is my game.
Need for Speed makes me curse when bad things happen, and sometimes, I mean, seriously, some bullshit happens, and I curse, but I don't rage quit. Mario Kart makes me rage quit. Fallout 3, when it crashed constantly, would make me rage quit. Well, actually, it would crash, and I'd rage crash.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Oblivion and Fallout 3 were the exact same engine, so
Yeah, I do. I was thinking that.
it would go to reason it'd be that they would be crashing the same on a PC.
So, good old games, if they have it, buy that one, guys, because you want it to work. Oh, I'm
84
fascinated by this.
Gears of War.
Have you played it?
I played it all the way through.
Really?
Yes.
I
I played with my brother, my older brother.
never played them, but I've heard great things about them.
Great game, but it's a big pile of stress. Because I like games where you fight,
Stress.
you travel a little bit, you talk, you fight.
Yeah.
This one, from the moment you pick up the control, the moment putting it down, you're fighting for your life every second.
Oh, I got you.
There's no pauses in the fights.
Okay.
It's crazy. I can see why kids like it though.
Need for
Because-
Speed games, you can't pause. That's why I like being the police officer more, because when you're the racer, you have to get to a hideout, or like if something happens in real life, you just suck it up that you're going to get busted and pay the fine, because you can't pause the game. So you either get to a hideout or you get busted. As a cop, it's kind of the same thing, but you can kind of just sit on the side of the road forever. So
Yeah.
games where you can't pause, it's
Stress, yeah. So
it's stressful.
I played it once and only once, and I'll never play it again.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's like watching a really great movie that's very depressing. It was like, I can't do that again. I can't watch that again. I can't play it again. I'm done. I've
Wow.
never played any other Gears of War.
They're all well reviewed. People love those games.
It was beautiful. They were interesting characters. Apparently, the character building from this game on got better and more involved. And I can't. I'm like, my life. I'm not in that place in my life.
You like PTSD from playing that game.
it
Like
was
I
rough.
just
Yeah, there was a point in the game where you had to fight this gargantuan creature came out from underneath the earth, and you had to call this satellite laser beam, and you had to get in the right spot and then launch it and run, and then try, and it would take multiple hits, and it would knock down walls, and it was a great game. It stressed me out thinking about it. I'm gonna have to check my blood pressure now.
that's awesome.
So yes, great game. I highly recommend it. They call it tactical action with survival horror, and yeah, it's.
So do you recommend it if you like your blood pressure's low and you're
Yeah.
looking for a way to
If
fix
you
that?
get bored easily in the game, get this. You
Nice.
won't be bored any second.
I gotta
So.
say, actually, I'm even more intrigued because it does
Multiplayer too, co-op.
Yeah, I do like to be able to pause, but the nonstop ultra violence, I'm okay with that. In fact, that's kind of what I look for in a game.
Well, I don't know if they ever released this on PC. I know they released the newest one on PC, but if you had a option in the game called Activated, I would actually consider playing it, because
Oh, nice.
then I wouldn't be so stressed of dying every 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Because I have repeated many scenes over and over in this game.
It's hard to do. That's one of our problems too. It's hard to do co-op cheating effectively.
Yes.
But we have gotten it to work, and boy, when we do, it's fantastic.
It is fantastic, but ever since I accidentally went online once on Steam, I still have a ban for life in one game.
Yep. Well, you're left for
Left 4 Dead 2.
actually.
I can never play that online.
Yeah, I know, and I know you've cried at nights because
Yeah.
well, I can play it online, and you can come to my house and play it online anytime you wish, buddy. But I haven't.
Yeah, just have it, yeah. I didn't mean to go online. I meant to be local, but as soon as you go online with a cheat, boom, you're
it's like
banned.
Doom. Yeah, and that's fair. I agree,
Yeah.
that's fair. You weren't going to play that online anyway,
No,
so.
I don't care. I hate everybody.
You know, it's funny once again. These picks, and don't get me wrong, I'm not disputing this list. And at number 83, we're still at an average rating
Yeah,
of 94.
94 Meta Critic, yeah.
So number 83 is none other than. Go ahead.
Madden NFL 2004, and I think 2004 was a good year of sports because I had the NHL game I was speaking about from 2004 that I liked as well, which came out in 2003, just like this one.
Oh, okay.
And from what I hear, Madden and EA, they went off the trail and for many, many years. So I bet you this is still considered one of the better versions because now it's all microtransactions. It's
Oh, that's bullshit.
they ripped out a bunch of features like franchise modes and stuff like that people like in these games. So yeah, I bet I played. In fact, I don't think I have the PlayStation 2 version, but I think I have like Madden NFL 2005 or 6 on the Xbox 360 downloaded.
Okay, nice.
So I do play football games on the computer every now and
I've
again.
played a few Maddens. It's been a while, and they were very complicated as opposed to Tecmo Bowl, but I
Yeah.
enjoyed them. Well, I enjoy Tecmo more because it's simple as hell and the
Yeah.
graphics look it. But I'm always impressed with the sports game because they drive the industry to a
Yeah.
large degree.
Definitely.
They're like sports games are to consoles what porn is to the internet. I'll say it that way.
Yeah.
Like it may not be your thing, but believe me, that's what's keeping the rest of us afloat.
Yeah.
And like a friend of mine actually will literally, I don't know if he does it to this day, but he would literally take the day Madden came out each year off from work because he was going to
crazy.
play Madden. Like that was just how it was. But beautiful games, and any of those, honestly, any of those EA sports games are they're awesome. I used
Yeah.
to play, couldn't tell you what year, but an NBA Live game too, and freaking awesome.
I bet you those are on the list somewhere as well. So yeah, those are good years. I would say the NFL 2004 is probably a pretty good game. I bet you it is.
I cheated, folks. I looked ahead, and I'm stunned.
I know. Yes. Number 82, GTA, Grand Theft Auto, Vice City, brother.
The reason I'm stunned is that's a lot higher than I would have thought it would be. I'm so curious to see where this list goes now
Yeah.
because GTA, well, it's just freaking awesome, actually, Vice City. What's not to love? It's 80s. You get to drive around, listen to 80s music, and
It's the only one I've completed. Of all the Grand GTA's, I've never completed any of the other ones because I always
Wow.
I always get sidetracked.
I was
I played
gonna-
them all. I just never complete the other ones because I'm too busy driving around, crashing things, and killing hookers.
I was going to argue with you, but GTA Vice City is the other one I've been too.
Yeah.
I got to go back to those because those games are a freaking riot. I've got to go back though because San Andreas, I bet, is higher on this list because that one
People seem to like that one a
they say
lot.
consistently it's the
Yeah.
best of the series. And I think we both have. Oh, now I know we do. We both have 5, and
Yeah.
I loaded that and played it once. It was awesome, and I never played it again.
Supposedly the single player. I played a little bit of it, so you end up playing I think 3 different character stories, and I got to the second one. I'm like, this is good, and something distracted me.
Yeah, that's the same thing. Like I played, it, I was like, this is freaking fantastic, and
Yeah.
then I haven't touched it since.
Yeah, same thing.
So Grand Theft Autos. I should go back to 3 and just work my way through because 3 is the graphics are definitely dated by comparison, but that's where this engine started, the new perspective basically,
Yeah.
and they're just good games.
I used to play this at work.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
You know what I do at work? I work. That's what I do when I go to work.
It's overrated. This should be higher on the list, but that's
See
all right.
what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
So number 81 is none other than Kevin's Mass Effect 2
Yeah.
that I am currently playing now.
It is a great game. Science fiction, relationship. I think it's better than every Halo game. It's Halo with a story RPG. Really.
Yeah, it's a weird mix. It's shooter, it's RPG, it's choose your own adventure.
Yeah.
It's basically all 3 of those mixed into one, and that actually I could see you liking the routine of that one
Yeah.
because it is very talk to a bunch of people, find out where to go there, kill a bunch of people, get a bunch of experience,
Come
go
back.
back, talk to somebody, get all those options,
Yes.
rinse and repeat.
It's my style
Yep.
for sure.
Um,
Yeah.
it's one of the features, but it's and I think this applies to any one of them. Basically, having just played the first and I don't know, maybe quarter or half of the second, the first time you have a conversation, you're pretty much like, yep, I'm going to play this game again.
Yeah.
Because you're already thinking, oh, I could have answered that differently. Oh, I could do that. And oh, what happens if I do this?
And it's the best one in the series as far as what you do matters by the end of the game.
Yeah, I got to get there. Well, it's weird, too, because we talked about this. It seems to me you can kind of end the game immediately. I just haven't yet because I keep doing all the side shit because I'm trying to be a good friend here and do what I'm supposed to.
And if you do it immediately, no one probably survive at the end.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
didn't
thing.
like 'em, really.
Yeah, if you
I'm
didn't like
like,
anybody, you
fuck
don't
those
care.
guys, yeah.
And the decisions you make in this game will carry on to the third game.
I'd want to save my Garrus is his name, I think.
Garrus is the sniper guy.
Yeah, I'd want to save him. Rest him, fuck him.
He's awesome.
Yeah. So Mass Effect again. you're a gigantic fan of the whole series. In
Oh, yeah.
fact, you cheated on your list
Yes.
on your island.
Trilogy, for sure.
But
Remember Garrus in the beginning, or when you see him, his face is all destroyed,
Yeah.
and you have things you can say to him and go, "Oh man, you look terrible."
Yeah.
You can
Oh,
say
yeah.
stuff like that. You can be mean to the guy.
Yep, exactly.
You have no face.
Well, that's one of the things too. Is my chick is Shepherd is got scars on her face, but they're going away because I'm generally being good.
Yes.
I don't know if you can be solid good in that, or maybe
It's not as fun.
I'm trying to be solid good, and
Yeah.
my rebel is still going up, or whatever it's called.
Long as I think there's a tipping point where and also that'll affect the end of the game as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so that's why they consider one of the best Mass Effects because it's the most your decisions matter. Every decision you make adds
It is
up.
fun. I'm trying to be a good dude in this one. Trying.
Oh, I love the game. Oh,
They do shit so quick sometimes, man. That dude that was shooting himself, I'm telling you, I almost pissed my pants because I just wasn't expecting it. I'm like, dude, why'd you do that?
yeah. Wait, what? Oh, such a good game. So number 80. All right, and the PS3 version, which I believe I played at Xbox 360, not the PlayStation.
Oh, I played PC first, but
Yeah, BioShock.
BioShock,
And
yeah.
it deserves to be on this list. Deserves a 94 Metacritic.
I agree.
It was a great game, and people was surprised by the twist at the time of the "Would you kindly," and the bad guy turned out to be somebody else, and blah blah blah. And
Yeah, that was that was okay. I mean, I didn't mind it. It didn't bother me, but I'm telling you, that's not the genius of the game. The genius
Yeah.
is that fucking brother that's out of his goddamn mind.
yeah, it's a good game though.
It
Can't
is.
talk. Finally a game I've never heard of.
Oh, I've heard of this and I've seen a playthrough.
Oh, number 79, Celeste.
Celeste?
Don't they sell pizza? Is it Celeste Pizza?
That's her mother.
Oh, it's her mother?
That would be Mama Celeste.
Mama Celeste. So Celeste on the Xbox One is their, but I bet you that's a remake or something.
Yeah, I saw a playthrough of this, and it's funny. It's what I'd call a precision platformer.
Yeah.
And I watch playthroughs of those sometimes because I lack those skills.
Oh, yes.
So it's neat, and it actually does look like an approachable one. So I think people of all skill sets could play it. But it was it's a platformer. You jump around, you collect shit.
Jump.
Yeah, pretty much. That's. I mean, there's not much to say. There did seem to be some neat movement mechanics in that, and I think that's what makes the game fun for people. So, anyway,
Number 78.
it's funny. We just were talking
I
about
know,
this
we're just
game.
talking about Chrono Cross on the PlayStation, PS1, which is a sequel to Chrono Trigger, which I've never played that one either, but it is my kind of game. I'm sorry I missed that era.
It's. Well, I'll find a way because Chrono Trigger, Chrono Cross, haven't played either of them, and they're entirely right up my alley.
Yeah.
I'll find the means somehow, some way. And actually, since that's PS1, like I said, my basement may be the way.
Yeah. They said there's different endings for Chrono Cross, so yeah, definitely seems like an early version of Mass Effect, but in a fantasy world setting. So yeah, I definitely Chrono Cross does not.
Well, I would say that's a JRPG.
Well, JRPG, yes. Well, but that's what Mass Effect is. They emulate what the JRPGs did and made a Western version.
I was going to say, yeah, I would not call Mass Effect a JRPG.
No. Their eyes look normal.
It's great. There goes all our fans. I love it.
They always look weird. You made me play that Final Fantasy VII. They all looked weird.
Everybody looks weird. That kid in Final Fantasy VII creeps the shit right out of me in the Koopa suit.
That's okay. I know what this is. I know why this is here.
This is. I didn't even know this was a thing actually, but
No, I think I saw this. So number 77.
for the 3DS, we got the Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time 3D.
Yeah, and I think what I saw online is that why this one's higher on the list and maybe higher than the original one, because I believe this one they changed the water level to be easier to do.
Oh, you told me about that where it's nasty.
And I think I could be wrong. Please write in and correct me. I think this is where they made the water scene, which I never did personally because I never got that far in the original game. But apparently it was hard to figure out, and it was a pain in the butt to switch between a weight that held you down and then letting go of it. You had to go in the menu and flip around. It was just very tedious.
It sounds.
And they fixed it in this where it was easier to go through all those motions.
Gotcha.
So you can just basically equip and unequip the weight that held you down, and then you can go through the levels easier.
That's another example of a game that I played on the 64, devoted God knows how many hours to it, had a great time, never stopped liking it, just got distracted by something else and never went back.
Yeah, sometimes even now, if I would load it up, and see the intro screen because I thought it was a very cool intro in 3D, and then turn it off.
I just noticed we're at the 58-minute mark. So what I'm thinking, since we're at number 77,
Yes.
I'm thinking we count down to 75 today.
Yes.
And then pick it back up from there.
Okay.
I wonder what we ended on the last one. The first one. Like how far did we make it?
I think we're getting through less.
Well, it's funny because I think we're getting through less here, partly because we digress a lot, but in part because we've talked about some of these already as well.
Right. We talked about some of them, and we recognize all but, to me, one.
We've actually had something to say about every
Yeah,
game.
even the ones we didn't know, we've heard about these games.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, let's get down to 75 and see. That might be, and that means it'll take us 4 sessions to get through it. Then,
Well,
if I'm doing my math correctly.
it should be way
25 at a
quicker.
time.
Yeah, I like that. Carry the one.
Carry the one.
It might be quicker though if they have things like this, where number 76 is Mass Effect 2 for the PC.
PC, and it was stable on the PC, from
I
what I recall.
don't think that game's crashed on me at all.
Yeah, so it's a pretty stable game.
Yeah, rock solid.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm okay with rating this higher on the PC version as opposed to the Xbox or PlayStation 3, is because you can mod this version. And
Of
I
course.
have. I like modding,
Yep.
and you can reload newer textures and everything and look like a brand new game if you wanted to.
Yeah, I haven't modded it at all, but I do have the DLCs. You had me check that.
The DLCs, because this is the best game in the series, you might as well get the DLCs because the DLCs are awesome. Introduce,
Well, I knew I
Zara
bought it.
Reed and, great characters.
I knew I bought it in some bundles, so
Yeah.
I had no idea what I had, but I do in fact have the DLCs.
Yeah, the DLCs that come with weapons and stuff, those are cool, but it's really the additional characters you get. And
You know how I figured it out? Is I basically went to it in Steam and I said, I tried to basically find any way they'd sell me more, and they wouldn't. And I was like, it's because I have it already.
yeah.
Because otherwise I won't miss a chance to sell you something.
Number 75 is Batman Arkham City, which, without even looking, I can already tell you the second one in the series, where Arkham Asylum was the first one.
Okay, I'm going to need that information from you at some point because I got those from Epic, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So, and then there's Arkham Knight is the third one. There was another one that another company released in the middle of it, Arkham Origins, I think it is. But they consider this the trilogy: Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Arkham Knight.
And you're a huge Batman fan, so...
I love Batman. I've completed the first 2. I mostly completed Arkham Knight. I got distracted. Right at
Okay.
the ending, too.
So it's not that you disliked it, it's just that, saw something shiny, and that's all it takes sometimes with this.
But I will tell you, Arkham City had some unique moments in it, and it had the scene where all of a sudden the game looked like it was going to crash, and you really thought it was going to crash
Yeah,
because
you
the
told me a little
Xbox
bit about
360
that.
did crash back then with the Ring of Death, and it really felt like a valid crash. And then the whole intro of the whole game started over with you tied up and Joker wheeling you into the asylum. That was awesome. But Arkham City, so that was very just in the asylum. So it was very small. The mechanics was great. But then Arkham City opened up to
What
a
kind
whole
of game
city.
is it? Like a
Have you played?
fighting,
Have you
or-
played any of Spider-Man yet on the PS4?
a very little bit.
It's the exact same fighting in that game.
Okay, but you're using a grappling hook instead of webs kind of thing?
Basically,
Okay, got
you
it.
climb up buildings. You can pretty much go up any building. You can glide though.
I was going to say he's
Yeah.
probably got more gliding
You can
ability.
glide.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so so Spider-Man owns a lot to the Batman series of how it fights. But then you got a detective mode in this game that slows the pace down a little bit, but it's still kind of fun where everything turns black and white, and you can see special paths to take, or
kinda
where the bomb is and stuff like that. So the game is worth playing.
Is the VR Batman part of this series as well?
It's VR Batman is just a quick little experience. Take you 20 minutes to get through it. It's
Okay.
barely has anything to do with it.
It would take me forever. I stood on the edge of a building.
Yes.
I don't want to play anymore.
I know, especially the new one. It looks even better and scary.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
I'm
it legs
going
get
for it.
wobbly. So I do recommend all the Arkhams in the Batman series. But Batman City, I think, might be rated higher than Arkham Asylum. But I haven't seen the rest of the 674 more that we have here. It's possible people might rate that as a higher Meta Critic, but I think Arkham City is going to be rated higher.
Well, either way, I mean, we just went through 25 games, and
Yep.
we are still at an average rating of 94. I mean, these are games to play before you die, guys.
Yes.
Now, okay, I will say you probably don't have to play Mass Effect 2 on one system and then play the PC version. I get that.
But I have.
I didn't need to. I did it.
I didn't need to, but I did. I do have it on both systems.
That's fantastic. Well, we're going to get back to these lists real soon, and we're going to, this list and complete it. But before we wrap up for tonight, Kevin, if anybody is out there and they want to say, boy, you guys suck at lists, why didn't you mention this game?
I know.
How do they do it? How do they contact us?
Well, what you do, Haley, is you email us at toot@tootcast.net. You can, there's links on that page. If there's even a page called links where you can go quickly to our YouTube page, like and subscribe everything you see there.
That's perfect.
Yes. But yeah, so that's a good way to see everything you need to find is the links page. Yeah, that's what you need.
That's the way to go. All right. Well,
That's the way to
again,
go.
Thank you for all your efforts on that. And, again, before we wrap tonight, I just want to, again, say thank you to everybody out there for all the support, all the love you've shown us. We appreciate it. We're having a lot of fun doing this.
Yes.
And, appreciate you all being along for the ride.
Yeah, thank you very much. This is very fun.
It really is. So hopefully you guys are enjoying. I think we keep getting better, and that's going to continue. And we're going to keep trying new things. So stay tuned. And, this is Sean.
This is Kevin.
That's the one other thing.
Good night.